that we are still speaking about and asking for more diversity because the world is getting more diverse. And I actually think that the definition about what diversity means is starting to grow and starting to broaden. And as people feel more comfortable being what we say, like being their whole selves in the world and being their whole selves at work, people now want that to be acknowledged and honored and reflected. I don't think it's a new topic necessarily, but I think the types of diversity that we're asking for, like that scope is growing bigger. I also think that we're still talking about it because although as different societies, we may have acknowledged that we need it, the people who are in power haven't changed. And the people who are in power are not necessarily a diverse group of people. And I think until that changes, we will continue to have this conversation about kind of asking for more diversity until we have it. I don't think that we are just now waking up to the fact that those things have such an impact on society. What I think we're waking up to right now is the fact that we have a place in that. So I think earlier in society, creativity in the arts were really seen for an archetype genius person, right? Like we were waiting for just a genius musician or artist or designer or, you know, some hero person to really impact society. And now that has been really democratized, especially with digital technologies. I think we're starting to realize now that we're all creative and that we're all creators and that we're all artists. And I think about this from a marketing standpoint with influencers and things like that. We're really starting to understand that we have this power too. And it's not just, you know, famous people who are on stages, but it's also us. So I think we are just now waking up to the fact that, hey, there's something personally meaningful that I, one person, can do about these things to help move us along. I love talking about this. How can we utilize the power of ads? I think we can utilize the power of ads in two ways. One is thinking about where you put your ad. I actually come from a media buying background, and it really pains me that we think first about like data and targeting and audiences, but we don't spend a lot of time thinking about content, because it used to be the opposite of that. Before we had data and targeting and audiences, we obsessed over content because that's all you had. So the first thing is I think we need to get back to that. I think we need to get back to focusing on where our advertising shows up and understanding that that's really important and making a conscious decision about where advertising shows up, not just who you are advertising to. And then the other one is I think we can just make our advertising more relatable, which is to say, you know, maybe 50 years ago, advertising was seen as this platform where you display something that's perfect or very ideal or, you know, an unachievable state. And that's not the world we live in today. The world we live in today, people want realness and authenticity and transparency. And I think that gives us this great opportunity to really just reflect back life in our ads and in our creative, and to highlight diverse people and to highlight tensions and tough questions and to highlight struggles that we're passionate about, because actually that's what people want. So, you know, it's expanding views on the world, and it's also, I think, being a better marketer. How can we influence prejudice, stereotypes, and discrimination? Again, maybe because I am a marketer, I think of this as a branding exercise. I think that not the only reason, but a big reason that those stereotypes and prejudices exist is because that is what's shown in the media. And we internalize those things subconsciously. We don't actively think about, no, we're making prejudice choices or we're discriminating. But that kind of happens in the background because we've been, you know, silently branded through the images that were shown. When I think about this, I think about there's a really great Procter & Gamble ad right now that's called The Look, which is basically just a black man going through his day and people are looking at him, and it gives you an understanding of like kind of how that lands and how that feels, which I think is really, really powerful. So again, I don't think that a lot of these things are intentional decisions that we make or overt, but they're built into the fabric of our society because we have projected that kind of a society through media. I love talking about how we can increase diversity in leadership because it's so simple. Promote diverse people. That's it. So a lot of us, hopefully, actually, a lot of us have pools of diverse talent at our companies or within our workforce. And the question that I ask all the time, and to my current employers, why don't we promote more of them? Like, if we have, 20% women or 10% ethnic or racial minorities, well, then why are 0% of them at the C level? And we should just promote them. And when I say that, people tend to think like, well, you can't just go around promoting people, like they have to earn it and you have to find the perfect person. And I guess my counter argument to that is, well, yeah, you're the leader. You can just go around promoting people. And actually, all the people who are in those seats now, that's how they got those seats. Someone promoted them and someone believed in them and took a chance on them. So why are we not willing to do that for diverse people? It's very, very easy. And I think lastly, I would say for those companies that don't have diverse people in the workforce, a big message of mine continues to be stop focusing on entry level and hire diverse CMOs, hire diverse CEOs, hire diverse senior vice presidents and executive vice presidents. Like, that's where you should spend your time really focusing on getting diversity right, because those are the people who will be empowered to change your business. It doesn't mean anything to have diverse people that can't make decisions that affect your business. So I think that's how we fix it.